This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you for listening. Here are 8 of the stories that we're following this morning. We're back from Memorial Day weekend, and I hope everybody's back at it. But here's 8 of the business and market stories we're following. First, the markets point up slightly this morning, essentially based on the possibility of a budget deal between the Democrats and the Republicans, between the White House and the House Speaker. A lot of articles, a lot of discussion about this morning. We'll see if this holds. The markets are barely up. They were up more this morning. Second, the markets rose substantially Friday, really based on the same news. Some health in the economy and the expectation that a budget deal was about to be reached. Thus, they rose on Friday, too. The NASDAQ was up almost 2%. The SP was up substantially. It was a good day in the markets. Third, in some ways, the debt deal is really business as usual. Everybody gets to say they won something. The reality is there's not really spending cuts. There's reductions in spending increases, which is very different than actually cutting costs and cutting expenses. But we'll see how that goes. Fourth, even though it's still business as usual, in some ways it's a good sign. It seems like forever since the Republicans and Democrats have been able to agree on anything. So in some ways, it's a positive sign that they're able to find some meeting in the middle, even with all the positioning and everything else. Still needs to be passed by the House and the Senate, but the fact that the right-wing drivers of the House and the president were able to reach a deal, we view as, in the big scheme of things, quite positive. Fifth, the next story we talk about is something we talk about regularly is oil, cannabis, and Bitcoin, our 3 favorite vices. Bitcoin has risen again a lot this last few days. It's back about 28,000 this morning. We'll see if that holds. That's up from about 26,000 just last week. Oil remains at about $72 a barrel, and cannabis, it keeps on getting hurt. Every time it seems like there will be a Safe Banking Act or something else that will save cannabis, it moves back in the wrong direction, and so that sort of is going poorly. Sixth, one of the fascinating stories we saw this morning is about how the world has this shortage of artificial, sophisticated, complex computer chips, semiconductor chips, microchips, et cetera. And that's part of what's driving NVIDIA and a few other companies up. The companies that make the most sophisticated chips can't make enough of them, and there's a shortage and trying to grow into that. Seventh, 6 of the largest U.S. firms by revenues. These are in order. Walmart number 1, Amazon number 2, ExxonMobil number 3, Apple number 4, 5th is United Health Group, and 6th is CVS Health. Finally, 8th, 6 of the largest firms by market cap, not by revenue. These are Apple number 1, Microsoft number 2, Alphabet Google number 3, Amazon 4th, NVIDIA 5th, and I believe Berkshire Hathaway number 6. So those 6 companies, large companies, market cap, as opposed to by revenues. Again, the number 1 by revenues, Walmart. The number 1 by market cap, Apple. Apple's 4th in revenues. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. If you listen to this update all the way through, these 8 quick updates, and you're the first one to text me at 773-766-5322, Becker Strategy Group will send you a $100 Amazon gift certificate. Thank you very much for listening.